Hey guys, it's Maria.
This is Charlie.
Thank you for joining us for this week's weekly recap.
Very exciting week, Maria. That we had a lot of volatility, which we love. Some people don't, but it's one of the things we thrive on. We're going to jump right into this. Yesterday in Power Hour, and I wish I had played this. I wish I could take credit for playing it. All I can do is take credit for finding it, and that's about it. Unfortunately, fortunately, a lot of people actually made a lot of money off this trade. I wish I'd been one of them. Found it, didn't play it. Amazon, 52 minutes before the bell rings, expiring Friday above the ask, 28K, 1815s. Followed immediately, 36K, expiring Friday above the ask, 1815s. So they buy these two right here, 1815s, total of 64K above the ask with 52 minutes to go. They know they're expiring. We're like, what the heck? Now, I'm going to have Maria show you the chart. These two didn't alert, but I want you to notice that 2:30, 30 minutes before the bell rings, they come back again. 58K. These have already doubled by the time this happens. I'm going to let Maria go ahead and show you the chart of what was happening yesterday in the room as this was coming through.
All right, guys, so here's yesterday's chart, and you'll see Amazon held this 1810 area really, really well, multiple times. Every time she came down, she bounced. She came back down, she bounced. Came back down, kind of held this area, bounced again. Now, that flow came in somewhere in this area, right? We looked at that flow and we kind of thought, we really don't know what they're doing because it didn't really look like Amazon was ready to turn around at any point. Now, remember when we got this candle right here, in this next candle right off the low day or that came in, we started kind of laughing because this whole little fade, we were feeling like Amazon's just going to sell into the close. So this was a just kidding candle, as we like to call it in the room. And she turned around and ran very, very nicely after that.
Those original contracts that came in at 219 and 225 went, I think, around $11. And the one that actually alerted the 490 more than doubled itself. So you never know what's going to happen and when it's going to happen. That's why we always watch the flow. And we had so many people that did catch this, probably had 50 or 100 confirms of 100% Friday on that Amazon. So congrats to them. I wish I would have jumped in and played. I'll be honest, I didn't. I got analysis paralysis on that one. It happens. I'm not a perfect trader, pretty decent as y'all know, but not perfect. And I like to make fun of myself when I do make a mistake. And this was my regret for the week. I wanted to start off the webinar with congrats to everybody and also get my regret off my chest. So we're going to go ahead, Maria. Let's go ahead and pull up CRM for a second. CRM had some ER flow that we thought was pretty interesting yesterday as well. This expires on the 23rd, and CRM has ER on the 22nd. And as you'll notice, same buyer pretty much for all this yesterday, same buyer. Maria, go ahead and put on the dart pool too. I want to talk about that a little bit. This doesn't see a lot of dart pool action. This is one that Melstone, we'll call her the Duchess of Dart Pool. She kicks ass. She's our resident dart pool expert. You don't get a lot of dart pool in CRM. When you do, Mel will always tell you this is about levels. I'm not going to try to talk about it. She does the webinars and does that. Very good, and I learned from her. But she talks about the levels. But it was interesting yesterday. She's bringing up the dart pool, and we get flow as well. So that flow does catch ER on CRM. We don't like to hold through ER, but it does catch ER. So we'll probably look to play this on Monday. I wanted the market to settle out a little bit, but I did want to bring this to your attention. I thought that was some pretty decent flow as well. Etsy yesterday, Maria, this was another one. Etsy had really good flow, and it came in into pure weakness. It came in at low a day, and I think it ended up setting a lower low after this happened. But when they came in and bought this Etsy, $60 for November, which will catch another ER, by the way. Actually, yeah, that catches another ER. They bought these 60s over $3 million. Actually, maybe even more than that. I'm going to pull it up on my screen as well. Yeah, they come in and bought this, as you can see on Maria's chart, low of day. That's one we actually did follow this. We filled at $7.30, but they bought $4 million, $4.2 million is what it looks like. We had a 730 fill on this. We're okay with riding that down probably to $5, but we did actually follow this flow. How long we'll be in it, I can't answer that right now, but for the foreseeable future. So that's some flow we liked yesterday. So that's Amazon, CRM, Etsy, Maria, Twitter. We talk about in the room a whole lot, sticking close to good ERs during times of turbulence. And we have this list that floats around in the room with several on it. Twitter's been on the list since it had ER, turbulent times. You've seen some very good flow. I believe it's probably Tuesday or Wednesday. I'll let you pull up the date. And Maria, we're going to let you talk about Twitter for a minute.
Absolutely. So guys, this this is the flow on Wednesday, you'll see that I do have it filtered to ask and above ask calls that are sweeps only. So it is filtered, but you'll see 731, they started buying 39s, 40s, 45s, 50s, 44s, 41, 42, 43, and even some of the half ones, 41 and a half. So lots and lots of buying into Twitter. They bought all of the Twitter. Now, here's your weekly chart on Twitter. You'll see on Wednesday, nice run, a little bit of a sell-off, which is typical for Twitter, right? Plus we had the Fed was out there talking too. So a little bit of selling, but she still held really well. And you'll see if we look even at the yearly chart, she's doing really well. She's kind of at that point where she's looking to potentially make a new high, a new 52-week high at the very least. We would love to see her continue. So this is one we're definitely keeping a close eye on.
Yeah, while we're talking about Twitter too, another one that had a great ER this year. I want you to go ahead and pull up that snap chart, or this season had a good ER. This is one that we played several times after the ER. Been wanting to pull back. This may have gave us the opportunity. It's about 10% off the highs right now. I think it hit 18, 30 or 40, and it's back in the 16, so almost 10%. So this is one we're looking at as well. There is that list floating around the room that we like to stick close to, and a lot of the things that are on that list were green yesterday: McDonald's, Twitter, Snap. So we'll share that list in the room again every day next week as well. But look at this chart, Maria.
It still looks really good. So I'll kind of flip through a couple while you were talking. I want to look at here's your 20-day chart. So on the 20-day, we've got this pinkish salmon colored line. That's my 200-day simple moving at 1626. She's holding above it, hit a high of 1836. We do have a little bit of a pullback, which I like. Looking at the yearly chart, we've got a little bit of support, a little bit lower than where she's at, in the high 15s, but I still kind of like this spot. If we see some additional flow come in, I think she could potentially hold this area and make a new high. So Snap is definitely one I'm also keeping an eye on.
Speaking of ERs, a couple that we had played this week, because we do like to stick ER to ERs, especially in turbulent times. ENPH, this had flow about a month ago, Maria, and some people actually held through. We do not recommend hold. If you watched last week's webinar, we don't like to hold through ERs. A couple of people actually did it, ended up with a few 100%. I don't recommend it. We played after the fact, had a very nice trades. And look at this. Go ahead, Maria, I'm going to let you not only share the chart, but go ahead and give us the report, then we'll go over the chart.
Sure thing. So ENPH, they reported Q2 EPS 8 cents on a consensus of 13 cents. So slight miss on EPS. However, I know for myself and also for Charlie, we focus a little bit more on that revenue number. So revenue beat nicely for the reporting quarter, 134.09 million. So the consensus was 120.35 million.
So 11% beat on the current quarter. Let's look at guidance.
For Q3, they see revenue 170 to 180 million on a consensus of 128.24 million. So really nice guide up there.
So we're looking probably at around 30%. I'm just doing quick math in my head. Probably 30% on the guidance, 11% on the current quarter. Guidance being the most important. We always say your current quarter, that's done. We like to see beats, but your guidance is what everybody looks to. Now, what have you done for me lately? What are you going to do for me in the future? So this one presented a good opportunity. Let's go ahead and pull up the chart while we're talking about this one. This one, we went ahead and told the whole world the morning after ER, $30 stock all day, $30 stock. Twitter, private Twitter, StockTwits, you name it. If they would listen, we were posting about this one. Just a great ER. And you can see it held through the turbulence pretty well. We're going to let her get a chart up in ENPH.
And here's the annual real quick first. I just want to point out, absolutely gorgeous. Look at this. 52-week lows, $3.70. And she's just been steady climbing. Just climbing, climbing, climbing. Your weekly chart is right here. They reported Tuesday afternoon, nice pop, hit roughly 25.50 in that area, 25.40, 25.50. The next day, early in the morning, Charlie said, you need to buy this one. Buy it now. We did. We definitely listened to him. We bought it. On Thursday, she had a high of 31.17, a little bit of a pullback, but still holding these ER gains really well.
And this is one that handled the Fed announcement where the market kind of sold off after Powell got to talking, then handled all the tariff news that we had the rest of the week. It held up well, sticking close to those ERs. Maria, let's look at Pinterest too as well. Let's go ahead and pull up their ER. The guidance, was kind of flattish, but very good quarter. This quarter they reported. That one gave us a good opportunity on a good red day. We stuck again next to a good ER.
All right. So guys, for Pinterest, for the reporting quarter, Q2 EPS minus 6 cents on a consensus of minus 8 cents. So they beat by 2 pennies. They reported Q2 revenue, 261.2 million on a consensus of 235.5 million. So really nice beat on revenue there.
So 26 million beat, which is probably 7 or 8% solid beat. solid beat. You're probably looking at least a 10% gain just off something like that.
Also important to note for Pinterest, Q2 Global ARPU up at 88 cents versus 69 cents last year. They reported Q2 Global MAUs up 30% at 300 million. And then for guidance, they raised their full year 19 revenue view to 1.1 to 1.12 billion from 1.06 to 1.08 billion.
So not the biggest guide up, but a great quarter. Monthly active users are looking good. This is one that we played Friday as well. Any dips, this will be one, and we did add this to the list of any dips that we like to buy. Microsoft's on that list, McDonald's, Visa, a few more like that. Maria, let's look at the Pan American Silver. This had some crazy flow on Thursday. This is one we got into as well. Just relentless flow. PAAS, they just kept buying the September 18s. We played it that day that the algo alert came through over 100%. I got about 35% out of it, and I thought I was kind of chasing it. And they just relentless flow on Pan American Silver. So we have went ahead and started. We've got the private Twitter that has the algo alerts on it, and probably gets anywhere from 10 to 25 alerts a day, like that Amazon we looked at earlier. A lot of alerts, but that's algos looking for specific things. The new private Twitter is more for the personal touch, the human touch, where we go, okay, hey, this had a good ER, or hey, this had just amazing flow that's out, even more out of the ordinary. It's hard to teach a computer those things, and they kind of get lost over there. The room voted for a second private Twitter. We made it last night, Maria. We've already got almost 200 of the 1,000 members already on that one as well for Swing. So thank you for working on that most of the night last night. I do appreciate that, and all the members appreciate that. So the normal private Twitter has about 750 on it, I think, of the 1,000 members. And once they all know about the Swing room, they're going to look, they'll all join over there as well. So some of the swings do kind of get lost over there, and some of the bigger, not necessarily a swing, but sometimes we just don't want to post a 5-minute scalp over there, because by the time we get in and out, you're at work, you're doing whatever, you're driving, you might not see it. So that the new room will be more designed for at least a few hour play, more than likely a swing play. We'll have like the black box breakfast some mornings on there. We have some good news, upgrades, downgrades, and stuff. And so really looking forward to that. I didn't have a whole lot more, Maria. That was some of the better flow we looked at this week. ARM, Twitter, Amazon, keep an eye on Etsy, buying into the, weakness over there. We did follow that one. So that's really all I've got.
That's all I have today too, guys. Thank you once again for joining us. As always, please go ahead and like, subscribe, and share this video. If you ever want a trial to Black Box Stocks, you can always hit us up on social media, on Instagram, StockTwits, Twitter, or Facebook. Also, you can respond directly in the comments below and ask for a trial, and we will get you set up. And aside from that, we hope that everyone has a great weekend, and we will see you on Monday. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.